nothing like a funeral to make you feel alive. Just open your eyes.
Now, actual story time with AK, scary story time with AK, however you could say. Scary, stupid, dumb, all of the above story time with AK. I was in Waco, and if you don't know anything about Waco, which probably 99 or 98% of you are included in that, the 2% of you that know about Waco know that it's basically Baylor and then the ghetto. And if you don't know what the ghetto is, it's, for all my, you know, foreign people or whatever, it's basically, not to be stereotypical or racist, but it's basically the part of town consisted mostly of black people and Mexicans and low-class white people. Okay, it's that part of town where everyone gets shot, there's a bunch of gangs and, you know, blah blah blah, and there's really, really terrible housing and living conditions. That's the ghetto. So what you have to do in order to get like food from Baylor is, like, I'm talking about like fast food, like McDonald's and Wendy's and all that kind of good stuff. You have to walk under I-35, under the interstate, and once you walk under the interstate, then basically on the other side there is McDonald's, Taco Bell, Wendy's, Sonic, you know, Jack in the Box, whatever. And so I decided I had to go get a temporary parking permit for my rental car that I had. It was a 2013 Dodge Challenger. Heck yeah, best rental car ever. But anyway, so I had to go get a temporary parking permit from Baylor to put on that car since my car was in the shop. And so I figured while I was out, I would drive my car over to McDonald's or something to get some food. And so I do that, and I drive over to McDonald's and get in line to order my food. And when I'm in line, this black dude comes up to me. And once again, not being racist, it's just the overwhelming popularity. The overwhelming race of Waco is black people. Because, like I said, it's basically in the ghetto. And so whenever I went over there, there's this black guy that came up to me, and there's always those people that come up to you, you're like, hey, can I have some change or whatever, like mostly the homeless people. And so this guy comes up to me and he starts giving me all these compliments, like starts going, hey, nice shoes, I like your shoes, because I was wearing my neon green shoes that a lot of people get comments on in my video, but I was wearing those, and he starts, you know, giving me compliments and everything about how smart I am because I go to Baylor and blah blah blah. And then he's like, "Hey man, can I get you a drink? Like, not pay for a drink, but can I take your cup over to the thing and physically put a drink in your cup? You know, get you some napkins, get you a straw, blah blah blah." He's basically offering to be my waiter, pretty much. This is at McDonald's. So, this is at McDonald's. So basically, he's offering to just start being my waiter at McDonald's. And so I'm like, okay. And obviously, you know, like, I watched him put drink in my cup, so he didn't, like, pour anything in there that would, like, kill me or something. And so I watch him do everything, you know, brings me my drink and all that kind of stuff. I'm just trying to be nice by letting him do this stuff. And so he continues to do all the crap that he wants to do. And whenever he is done, he comes over to my table and he proceeds to sit down next to me at my table. And you have no idea how scared I am at this point. I mean, you think about it, some black guy that you don't know in the middle of the ghetto just randomly comes and sits next to you at McDonald's. Okay? That's the situation I'm in right now. So I'm kind of freaking out a little bit inside. And so, and you know, this guy wasn't like a little black guy too. I mean, yeah, he was like 5'9" or so. But this dude was buff as balls, okay? And so this guy proceeds to tell me how he had been in jail for 10 years for accessory to something. It wasn't murder, obviously, but I think it was accessory to theft or something like that. And he said he didn't do it and that he was just riding in the car of the guy that stole the stuff. And so then they got him for theft and they got this guy for accessory to theft. And so he proceeds to tell me that stuff and blah, blah, blah. And then he finally, after all this time, it's probably been like 15 minutes now, he asked me for money. But he asked me for money to start saving up for a motel room for the night. Not like, can I have money for food because I'm hungry? Can I have money for drugs or beer or whatever, you know? And so he starts going, can I have money to get, you know, some money together for a motel room? And this is a nice R1 Fiat edition. Sorry, I had to point at that guy. He had a Fiat Yamaha R1 in the back of his truck. But anyway, so yeah, this guy, where was he at? Darn it, no, it was the ADD. ADD is getting the best of me right now. And so, yeah, so he finally asked me for money for a motel room. And I told, like, I knew he saw me pay for my food with a $10 bill. And so he saw me get change, and so I knew that he knew that I had money. However, he only knew for a fact that I had like $4 or $3 or however much I had. I think I had like $3. But so he only knew for a fact that that's how much I had. He didn't know that I had like $100 and something, which is actually what I had in my wallet. I had like a buttload of dollars. Which isn't really smart, but I was planning on going to the bank. And so I give him like $2 and whatever, and I say, this is the change I got back from my meal that I just bought. You can have this. I don't have any more money that I can actually give. And so he was like, okay, well, thank you, dude. I really appreciate it. And he went on complimenting me more. And so then he says he's going to go get himself a drink. And so he gets up out of the chair and walks to the front of the store and behind me. So he walks behind me to the front of the store. And so I'm just trying to sit there at this point and eat my meal as fast as freaking possible, okay? I am like so freaked out at this point. And so I'm like freaking out and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to eat my meal as fast as I can. And so I finished my meal. And at this point, I'm like, okay, he hasn't come back yet. So I just want to get a refill really quick, and I just need to leave and go back to my dorm, back to Baylor. And so I'm like getting my reefer, I'm looking around cautiously. You know, I don't see the guy, and I'm starting to get kind of happy and kind of worried at the same time because I don't know where he is. And so I walk out to my car, and as soon, I swear to God, as soon as I put my hand on my door, I hear this, hey, hang on a second, coming from the gas station next to the McDonald's. And I'm like, oh crap. So I look over at him, and of course it's the guy. And so he's like, hang on one second. This is not good right here. What is this guy doing? Almost hit that Corolla. Anyway, so I hear him yelling, or he's like talking to me from across the parking lot. And so at this point, what I should have just done was get in my car and drive away. Okay, I should have just done that. Well, what I did was I was like, oh, well, you know, he called my name, so I guess I have to talk to him because I'm stupid. And so I talked to the guy. He comes over. He's like, hey, I'm gonna run inside really quick. Or no, he said, I just came from inside. He's like, can you drive me to this motel like 2 blocks down the street? Now you're thinking about this right now and you're like, AK, the hell are you thinking if you say yes? Like what the hell are you thinking? And my response to you is, well, I was trying to figure out an excuse to say no. Not just no, because I didn't want him to like shoot me if he had a gun or something. I don't know this guy. I don't know what he's capable of. So all I know is this dude can beat the crap out of me because he's huge and he has muscle everywhere and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah. So I'm just thinking, okay, I need to figure out an excuse. You know, like, okay, well, I need to go back to class. I'm really late for class, blah, 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 I need to leave. And so that's what I ended up saying. I was going like, dude, well, I need to get back to class, you know, all that kind of stuff. But when I said it, he wasn't at my window anymore. Oh, I mean, I was in my car at this point. I was in the seat. He wasn't at my window anymore, okay? I don't know where he went. So I'm starting to get, like, sketched out or whatever. So I pushed the start button on my car. It was a push button start car. So I pushed the start button, and he, in my car that I normally drive, my Mustang, and with most cars, whenever you hit the unlock button on your key, it unlocks the driver's side door, and then you have to hit it again to unlock the passenger side door. In this car, when you hit the unlock button, it unlocked both doors at the same time. So I wasn't used to that, so I thought the passenger door was still locked. So I start the car. Next thing I know, he gets in my car, like literally straight up opens the door and sits down in my car. And he's like, thanks. He's like, thanks for driving me or some crap. And I was like, what? What are you doing in my car? You know, that's what I'm thinking inside my head. In reality, I was like, you're welcome. Because, once again, I don't know what this guy's capable of. So if I say no when he's in my car, I don't know if he's gonna like shoot me or pull a gun on me or, you know, like beat me up and steal my rental car or something. So I'm like freaking out right now. I just kind of agree to drive him, because they always say if you get carjacked or you're in a robbery or something, that you're supposed to go along with everything that the carjacker, like the thief guy, says to do. So that's what I was doing basically. I was just, you know, going along with what he was saying. And so he has this, he had gotten a drink at McDonald's. He got a big freaking orange soda, I think it was, or a high, or like a Capri Sun, whatever the heck it's called, fruit punch, there we go. It was one of the two. And so he gets in my car, he has this large drink, and he proceeds to spill it in my car. Now keep in mind, this is my rental car, okay? Brand new 2013 Dodge Challenger rental car. And he spills his large soda in my car. And at this point, I'm trying to keep myself from freaking out to the maximum, because I'm about to go off on this guy, okay? And so he takes I have like a bunch of napkins in my cup holder from the McDonald's that I was just at. So he takes the napkins and he starts cleaning it up. He's like, dude, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. You know, cleans it up. So I'm like, it's okay, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to like keep it calm so I don't like punch this dude in the face and then die. So yeah, he ends up just taking the car, and these are his exact words, okay? This is when, quote unquote, this is when shit got real, okay? This is what he said. He's like, man, fuck this drink, now I'm really fucking pissed. And he said it in like a really mean, like angry tone. And I was like, okay, if this guy is gonna go off and like pull a gun on me or something or beat me up, this is gonna be the time he does it. Because he just got super pissed, okay? This guy, you know, then he takes his drink and like the napkins or whatever, he like throws them out the window. And so then he directs me to where the motel is, which I knew where the motel was because I could see it and I'd passed it a bunch of times. And it was literally only like 2 blocks away. And so he directs me to where it was. And so we pull up, and luckily there's 2 police right there. Not like just the cars or just the police officers. There's like 2 police cars pulled up next to each other with their windows down, you know, like whenever they're talking to each other. So there's 2 of them right there, so I knew like if something happened, the police were like right there. So that made me a lot more calm than I was, because I was flipping out, and that made me a lot calmer because I knew I was a lot safer than if there was no cop in sight. So I pull up to the destination, and he gets off. There's an R1 down there. He gets off out of the car or whatever, and 2007 R1. Yeah. Anyway, so he gets out of the car, and then he's like, thanks for the ride, and he just starts walking away. And as soon as that happens, I just gunned it and got out of there, okay? I was like, screw this, I'm getting my health out of here. So I drove away, drove back to campus, which was like 2 minutes away, and I immediately went upstairs to my room, and I got this stain remover for like shirts or whatever. It has like this little brush on the end of it that you like you squirt the little stain remover stuff onto, and then you like brush it into the fabric. And so I got that bottle, and then I got a washcloth, and I've soaked it with wet water. Wet water. I meant cold water. So I soaked it in cold water, and I went down to the car, and I immediately just started going at the stain with this stain remover. And I was praying to God that the stain came out, because it was a rental car and I would have to pay for brand new interior, at least on one of the sides of the rental car, which I don't have the money for. So I was praying that I didn't get like an impossible to get out stain on the seat or whatever. And so I ended up just getting the stain remover stuff on it and all that kind of stuff, and I washed it out. And then the stain ended up coming out probably 90% of the way. That's not completely back to the way it was, but it was enough to return the rental car without the Enterprise guy knowing. Put it that much. Or put it that way. So I was able to get it back without having to pay for anything, because he didn't notice. And like it really isn't noticeable unless you are actually looking for it, because it's kind of shiny fabric, whereas like if certain light hits it, then it shines a little bit more than other parts. So it kind of looked like it blended in anyway, like it kind of just looked like that's what it was. But yeah, I didn't have to pay for anything like that. And so yeah, I went upstairs and I told my roommate, and I told my friend that lives across the hall from me about what happened, and they both were like freaking out about it and stuff like that. And so now every time my roommate like leaves my room, he's always like, don't die while I'm gone, or something like that. And they were like, that was the stupidest thing you ever did, Matt, all that kind of good stuff, and make me feel like complete crap about it, you know, good friends. And so, yeah, that's been scary, stupid, dumb, mental, stories with Matt. So, Leave comments down in the description, or I am all over the place today. Leave your comments down in the comment section below about how absolutely stupid that was of me. And I guess that's about it. Like this video, favorite if you enjoyed it. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Deuces. Bye.